That baby had multiple surgeries in weeks. Had a very, very small chance of living. But faith kept his family from falling apart. Faith. We had faith that he'd be alright. We had faith he'd survive. And he's 5 years old today. That baby, not even half a year old, 3 months old, laying in a hospital bed, tubes running out of him, stitches across his head. With a very 2, 3, 2.5, somewhere around there % chance of living. It's 5 years old today. That's what faith can do. Job, a very, very righteous man, a godly man, in a moment of days, hours, small amount of time, lost everything. He lost all his kids. He lost his house. He lost his animals. His wife, his friends. So just curse God and die. Just go ahead and give it up and die. When Job's wife told him to curse God and die, he returned and said, "You speak like a foolish woman." Job had faith that his God was still there. Job had faith his God didn't abandon him. Job had faith that God cared, and in the end, he got what he lost back and twice as much. That is what faith can do. Faith. Faith is the most important thing in Christianity. Faith. Events happen in our lives that make us lose our faith, that test our faith. People say, people see parents losing their kids, or people dying, or people suffering, people losing their homes, losing their jobs. People say, how can God let this happen? How can God allow that to happen? Well, I don't know the answer to this. I don't have all the answers to the questions of life. I can't tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. I can't tell you why things happen the way they happen. But I can guarantee you that there is a God who loves you, and there's a God who's there, and there's a God who will fix your problem. You just got to have faith. Just a little bit of faith, the size of a mustard seed, and you can move mountains. Faith, the size of a mustard seed, you can get through your struggles. Faith, the size of a mustard seed, you can be healed. Faith, the size of a mustard seed, you will get a home. Faith, the size of a mustard seed, all your problems disappear in the name of the Lord. I watch preachers on TV, and they say, "You are healed." Praying over people and say, "You are healed." Well, I have one little issue with that, with them, the way they word it. They should say, "In the name of the Lord, you are healed. In the name of the Lord, you will get home. In the name of the Lord, your financial problems are going to be solved. In the name of the Lord, your healing is on its way. In the name of the Lord, David was able to defeat Goliath. In the name of the Lord, the Israelites were led out of Egypt. And in the name of the Lord, Job got what he lost and twice as much. In the name of the Lord. Faith, the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. Faith. That's all it takes, a little bit of faith. People today have no faith. You go to the doctors. You've been sick for a while. You go to the doctor. They say, "Well, it's cancer." Or they say this, or they say that. They say you've got a week to live. People go, "Well, all right, it's over." No, have faith. God has a plan. God knows what He's doing. You have faith. Instead of saying, "Well, it's over," say, "If God wants me to live, I'm going to live. If it's my time to die, then I'll be with Him." Faith. Have faith. There's a song. It's my favorite Christmas song. It's called "This Christmas," sung by Reuben McIntyre. It says, talks about when Jesus, the birth of Jesus. And it says, 2,000 years ago, Mary left her home That says, an angel said, have faith, the Lord will light your way. We don't walk by ourselves. Even if you think you walk by yourself, you do not walk by yourself. The Lord is walking in front of us with a light. We may be going through a tunnel. The Lord is walking in front of us, holding out a light, guiding our way. The Lord's always in front of us. He's guiding us. Have faith. It's going to work out. You get news that your child, your grandparent, your parent is sick in the hospital. Have faith. It's all going to work out. He is going to be healed. I know my great uncle just passed away last week, and everybody around, everybody in that family close to him was a wreck. They couldn't tell you what was up and what was down. But his wife, I was talking to her on the phone, and she said he will be healed. He said God will heal him. He said either God will heal him on earth or God will heal him in heaven. That she shows the most faith out of anybody I know. She has more faith than anybody I know. Just a little bit of faith, and you can move mountains. When I have a mental issue thing, don't really know what's wrong with me, so I just say I'm crazy, but anyway, they sent me to Stoner this summer. My faith was tested big time. My faith, I started with about this much faith when I walked in the Stoner. The Stoner came on my faith, started shrinking, until there was one point in time when I was in Stoner, I had about this much faith. But guess what? This much faith is all it takes to move mountains. This much faith is all that you need to have. And when you have this much faith, working in the Lord, standing up, your faith starts to grow. And then before you know it, you're standing, facing no matter what. And you're saying, no matter what comes my way, I can face it. No matter what comes my way, I can stand. No matter what tomorrow brings to me, no matter what next week holds, I know I will make it through because my life is in His hands. There's a song called My Life is in Your Hands, and it says, you don't have to worry, don't be afraid. Joy comes in the morning, troubles, they don't last always. Have faith. People, in that family, my aunt's family, they show a lot of faith. I admire them for their faith that they are showing. Like I said, my great uncle just passed away, and then weeks, Saturday, this weekend with all the rain, my great aunt's house flooded. She was in the bottom of the hill. I was thinking to myself, that woman probably has a faith smaller than a mustard seed. I'm saying she's probably feeling forgotten. So I went up there to her house the other night. They were sitting around there quoting Bible scriptures. They were sitting around there outside. They couldn't be inside, so they were sitting out there, some candles lit and torches lit, laughing. They were sitting out there telling stories. They were quoting Bible scriptures. They didn't lose their faith. And they're making it. Most families will be tore apart, and most families will be miserable at this point. But they put their trust in the Lord. They put their faith in the Lord, and anything happens. When you put your faith in the Lord, Satan better look out. You put your faith in the Lord, mountains will be moved. You put your faith in the Lord, devils will tremble. You put your faith in the Lord, anything's possible. With the Lord, in the name of the Lord, there is hope. In the name of the Lord, there is healing. In the name of the Lord, all things are possible. Just have faith. Faith and perseverance. People go through struggles in their life. People have trials. People go through tests. And when